Hi, YouTubers. Today is September 2nd, 2020, and today's topic is also on COVID-19, and I'm entitling it Pulling a Putin. So, Vladimir Putin in Russia had their vaccine approved, and he proclaimed, yeah, Russia, we're the first to uh, have an approved vaccine. What he doesn't tell you is that Russia had not completed its tests of the vaccine before he approved it. So they're using an untested or incompletely tested vaccine. And hopefully it'll work out okay, but the people who are receiving it essentially are the guinea pigs. And we'll see how that works out. Trump is about to do the same thing. Let me explain what's happening. Statements, guidelines, emergency use authorizations are currently being directed by Trump through agencies which traditionally have been solely scientific: the CDC, the NIH, the FDA. I don't recall in my entire medical career, and that's practically 40 years now, this ever happening before. And I'm baffled as to how they allow it to happen, but it is happening. So anything coming out of those agencies recently can't be trusted to be purely science-based, but now possibly serving Trump's political agenda. Scientific organizations have recently rejected the recent CDC guidelines that were changed, now saying that asymptomatic COVID-19 contacts do not need to be tested. Well, that obviously makes no sense, and it goes along with Trump's goal of decreasing testing so the United States appears to have fewer cases. Total nonsense, total BS, but that is what's happening. Also think back to FDA. The FDA gave emergency use authorization for hydroxychloroquine, which, had not been proven. Now it's been proven to be not only ineffective, but dangerous in COVID-19. The FDA just gave emergency use authorization for convalescent plasma. And yet the studies, just a week ago, studies came out, the FDA, declared that we don't have documentation yet that it works. And yet on TV, Trump came out saying, oh, we have this major breakthrough. Well, the only breakthrough is that they issued a proclamation giving medical staff emergency use authorization to use it. The studies haven't been completed yet. They're working on them. We hope to find out the answer to the question, does it work? And is it safe? Hopefully so. I'm kind of optimistic, but we just don't know yet. Now, today, we're at September 2nd. The CDC is telling states to prepare for the mass distribution of a COVID-19 vaccine in late October. Well, we know based on reports from the companies who are doing the phase 3 trials on the several vaccines that are currently in phase 3 trials in the United States, that these trials aren't going to be completed until the end of the year. So obviously this timing of late October is right before the election. So again, the agenda that's being served here is not science. It's not our health. It's Trump's reelection. Now you say, well, so what? We'll have the vaccine, isn't that good? Well, here's the issue. If the vaccine is approved like Putin did in Russia in the United States, then there's going to be a further erosion of trust in, one, the vaccine, because it hasn't completed testing, and further lack of or erosion of trust in the agencies that are issuing the emergency use authorization, which means the CDC, the NIH, the FDA, and especially when it's obvious that the reason for the authorization is timing the authorization right before the election. So here it is. So let's say this vaccine is given emergency use authorization and it becomes available in my office, and I'm now able to give this to my patients. Well, unless they give me some really good scientific reason why I should feel comfortable doing that, I'm not giving it. I mean, I'm a huge proponent of vaccines, but the vaccines that we give now have gone through all the testing. They've been used, for a long period of time. We have a tremendous amount of data on them. I mean, to give a vaccine to a healthy person, a vaccine that's not thoroughly tested, that could have unknown, untoward side effects, and to target, what's the target population of this vaccine? It's the entire world population. You're talking 8 billion people. I mean, give me a break. This is insane. So, well, okay, fine. So how much damage can that do? Well, if people lose trust in the vaccine, the CDC, the NIH, the FDA, if they don't trust medicine, they don't trust the doctors, they're not going to get the vaccine. Now here, we're trying to get this pandemic under control, and the thing that we're waiting for is the vaccine. Well, you could get the best vaccine in the world that's 100% effective and 100% safe, but if people don't get the vaccine, it does diddly squat. So, I'm really worried that we're going to unnecessarily erode trust and confidence in the medical system that's being contaminated with and being controlled by political interests now, for Trump's election. And it's going to end up costing a lot of people's lives because they're not going to get the vaccine, they're not going to be protected. And then think of the economic consequences. If people don't get the vaccine, when we get a safe and effective vaccine, we're not going to be able to reopen the economy. We're not going to go back to what we consider normal. And how much longer are we talking about? The end of October is 2 months before the end of the year. All we have to do is wait a little bit longer, and we'll have the completion of the phase 3 studies. We'll have a huge amount of data available, and then we can answer the question better. Is it safe and is it effective? And if so, let's go with it. But to cause all these problems prematurely seems like the wrong way to go. Thanks for watching.